KC9VKV.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, trying to get myself in here. You copy okay?
Copy just fine, sir.
All right, I'll catch you in just a second.
Once again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for standing by for the net in N9GTO, Indiana.
Boy, really heavy on the bottom side.
Who I am?
Yeah.
I'll back away from it a little bit.
All right, and then retouch your ALC.
Alrighty, I did that as well. N9GTO, I did that as well. Over.
Roger, a lot better. Not quite as good as when we were on 80, but the other night, but better than when we were on 40 the night before that.
Yeah, let me touch up the, hold on.
And this is KC9VKV with just a heads up. The regular Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network will be starting in 20 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
Jim, how are you copying the station over in N9GTO?
Copying you fine on my local antenna.
Roger that. Thank you, sir.
Roger, roger.
If I get too close to the mic, just advise me. N9GTO.
Roger, roger. Gosh, is there any way that I could get into that Kentucky SDR?
I don't know as far as the, hold on, let me look at the maps. I'm going to tell you the one that I preferred. So let me do that.
Roger. Are you holding that one now?
Yes. I'm holding that one as well as I'm listening local.
Right. Is there any way you can free up that one?
Sure. Our router, I just jumped off of it. Our router, see if you can get on it.
All right.
Did you get on it?
Takes me a second. Hang on.
Yeah, you can't have two computers on at the same time. You got to have one system only. I had to get off of the other one because it wouldn't let me through. When it's all said and done, I will have 24 of them with a rotary switch. A digital on-screen rotary switch, that is, with the mouse pad. This is November 9 Golf Tango Oscar with the VLOG. We'll be starting the VLOG here within 7 minutes with KC9VKV, the administrator of the VLOG, on 7188 frequency.
This is KC9VKV checking Kentucky SDR.
Checking Kentucky SDR.
All right, got that one in.
All right, got that one in.
This is KC9VKV with just a heads up. The regular Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 5 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
3:30 on this frequency.
And the sidekick this afternoon will be on N9GTO.
Have a question for you.
Have a question for you.
Go ahead, sir.
Are you on PASDR?
PASDR?
No, I'm only on, right now I've only just got Kentucky. And what's it sound like in PA?
I can't get it. It's I have to wait for it, I guess.
I have to wait for it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just listening to this one right now. Like I said, I'll get my son Zach to program me a digital rotary switch so I can use a mouse and just click on if you can get a voting machine to where the best signal coming from it will come through like a cell phone, that would be nice. I don't know if it's capable, but it would be nice. And 9GTO. By the way, I do have the new screen on the mic. The frequency I talk to at nighttime, they love the audio of this 7760 icon.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, let me see here. This is KC9VKV PASDR.
9VKV PESDR.
Copy PASDR.
Copy PASDR.
Copy New York SDR. Copy Kentucky SDR.
Copy Kentucky SDR.
Copy Georgia SDR.
Copy Georgia SDR.
Copy Virginia SDR.
Copy Virginia SDR.
All right. Hello, test.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be soon beginning the KC9VKV Vlog net here at on the top of the hour here. Or I should say the bottom of the hour.
Yeah, you had me confused.
Oh yeah, I'm really good at that one. This is my first time really sidekicking with Jim, so I got to get my stuff together here.
Well, this should make an interesting net.
Is that you, Tom?
Oh, no, sir. This is KA9FM, Sam, Sierra Alpha Mike.
Hello, Sam. Well, Jim's got over 10,000 vlogs. Have you ever did a vlog with Jim?
3,000.
3,000, okay.
He's got to keep an eye on you. Yeah, I think I have one time. A number of years now, I think. So, yeah, we got by, listen to the show, you know, and learn what I can, and see how many of them out there don't learn. So, yeah, that's the way it goes.
Well, you're sounding good, Sam. Thank you for tuning in, and anybody else out there and the shortwave listeners as well.
So this opening piece is about 7 minutes, and I'll see you on the other side of that.
Roger.
And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, When I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, "If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout." And today we're currently featuring over 3,000 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that really makes this unique is that I have masters from all along the way. Truly a unique story. And over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 5 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia specifically, and in addition we're running our newer number 5 Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver, loaded with 50 additional pre-programmed Internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states across the eastern half of the United States, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 5 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented resonant tuned dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant tuned dipole antenna runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog network to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if my Elmer is on out there. Elmer, N9GTO, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Jim. I'm here and ready to rock and roll with you.
Yes, sir. Well, what you know for sure today?
I know that I'm above ground and all is doing well, and I'm hearing all around sound. It sounds good. You sound good. And Sam was out there. He sounded good as well. I hope we make contact with each and every one of them. Of course, I got Gracie out there barking as well down the hallway.
Roger, couldn't hear her, but had a real good copy on you. Much better than the other day on 40, Roger.
Oh, yeah, much better. I agree. Yes, everything is doing better. I'm on the right antenna as well.
Ah, that's important. Now, what is the word of the day? What is the magic word? What did that show used to have, the magic word of the day?
I'm kind of in left field right now, kind of focused on being your sidekick today.
Oh, Roger. Well, I guess I forget what it was, but they had a secret word, and it would pop down with. It was Groucho Marx, I think, did that.
Yes, it was.
I don't, of course, remember because I read about him in a book and seen him on old-fashioned TV. But I don't want to say I caught him live, Roger.
Oh, that would put you back in time, Jim. We're old enough as we are.
That's right. But he was amazing, boy. He was one of the quickest comedians I've ever seen.
Very quick wit as well. Yes, very quick wit.
With the sign with the word of the day on it.
That's right. Did you say we need a sign?
No, he did. Old Groucho. Remember there was some kind of a goony bird or something bird, and the word of the day was always written on that sign.
That's right, and he come down on a string or a cable from the roof, Roger.
That was him.
Roger. Yeah, we need something like that. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's strange that a lot of things that come around go around, and I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of a show might come back on TV. It would be interesting to see it today, how modernized it might be.
Well, Jim, I can see that bird coming down right behind you with the word of the day. I can see that now and visualize it.
Yes, sir. Maybe I'll get me a bird. Maybe I don't need to go further than that. Maybe somebody will give me one.
Well, I think your brother-in-law can make the sign where it comes down, the wings flap a little bit, and he's holding the sign saying, the bird comes down holding the sign saying the letter or the word of the day is. Thank you, Sam. Thank you very much. That's
right. That would be neat. I'll talk to him about that. Maybe we can get something going. That would, if I could find a place on the set to have it come down.
Oh, we'll work that out. You just do it. We'll get a remote control and lower it down with a garage door opener for the ceiling. Teresa will love that.
Roger that. Well, what have you been doing there, Elmer?
Well, it's been, the wife came home thinking she had COVID, but she's tested negative, and she's right behind me in the bed asleep. So I got the headphones all on, listening to everything like I'm supposed to be, kind of doing the hocus pocus and the Callum exam, listening to all these different SDRs as well as listening to you local. And yes, I got, listen to that right there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gracie's putting it out there.
Yeah, what a signal tracer, signal generator she is. All right, well, gosh, appreciate the check-in there, Mr. Elmer. Always a pleasure. Is there anything you would like to tack on to this session?
No, sir. It's your turn to burn. It's your show to go. I'm hanging in here for the whole duration. N9 GTO listening.
Roger, sir. Well, 73 there, and we'll catch you in just a little bit. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Sound like it's going to be a light day today. Time now for another thrilling edition of Adventures in Radioland. This segment, Antennas That Work. Well, after 8 years and over 3,000 Qso-Vlog setups and recordings, we've worked our way down to those that can really use our help. That's folks that are running bad antennas. That is precisely why many months ago, in addition to my local receiver, I started using 4 geographically chosen Internet SDR receivers. So I know that when my local receiver and all 5 of my SDR receivers are receiving a signal poorly, there are probable antenna issues involved, because I believe a 100-watt transmitter operating generally in the eastern part of the United States should show up at least as an S5 to S9 somewhere. If you're an S1 everywhere, you're not getting out. And let me repeat that. If you're an S1 everywhere, you're not getting out. So, while I can technically set your transmitter up for optimal performance, if you're operating with a poor antenna, you'll still not be getting out. And the radio antenna tuners do not really solve the problem. They only mask the problem so the radio will operate correctly. A bad antenna is still a bad antenna. So now you're on the air with a bad antenna. But the real name of the game is ERP over ADI. How well do you bring your effective radiated power over your area of dominant influence, which is just a way of asking the question, how well are you getting out into the area that you wish to be heard? Now, we can blame poor performance on bad propagation till the cows come home, but if you're an S1 everywhere, you're not getting out. I propose a change in your life, a great answer to an amateur's worst problem. It is the antenna we've been using over here for the past 8 years on Friday afternoons for our Qso-Vlog net, and it's a resonant-tuned, no SWR, specifically oriented dipole antenna. Yes, it's a dipole antenna, but a resonant-tuned dipole antenna. Look, Ma, no antenna tuner. Because they're tuned, they have no SWR to deal with. You're straight out of the radio, fired to the wire, with no conversion loss antenna tuner to deal with. Your max fire to the wire. So if you want to get out, get yourself on the air with a resonant tuned, no SWR, specially oriented dipole antenna. It would be one of the greatest gifts that you could give your station operation. And no, we don't sell them, but you can Google plans for free, and they're easy to build. And I hope this talk about resonant-tuned, no SWR, specifically oriented dipole antennas will at least stir up some interest in building new, more efficient antennas. There you go. All right, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Broadcasting is illegal.
Who's broadcasting? I'm just suggesting that somebody might want to change their antennas to one that works a little bit better than what they're currently running, sir.
Works a little bit better than what they're currently running, sir.
You're talking to no one.
I'm talking to my Elmer.
Disagree.
I'm talking to my Elmer.
I'm talking to my Elmer.
This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You have a radio you want to check out, give me a shot.
There's a station out there, W7AW or something here. Go ahead, sir.
Alpha Bravo Whiskey. I thought the information on the dipole was great. I've been working on that myself. It was pretty easy to throw in. And there's so much fog. Not doing so.
And my 40 meter. My 40 meter is pretty good. I got it about 1.2 across the band, and I don't know that if I could get it any better than that. So anyway, I think that your information is sound, and whoever is listening, I think can do better with that information.
Roger, what's the call there?
Whiskey 7, Alpha Bravo Whiskey. Handle on this end's Bob, Rolla, Missouri.
Bob in Missouri. Roger, Roger. And Bob, what kind of antenna you running today? Our radio. I'm sorry. I got antennas on the mind. What kind of radio you running, Bob?
I have a, sorry about that. I have an ICOM 7300, 100 watts on my resonant cycle, 40 meters. I've been piggybacking on the 80. I can 20 actually does better on the 80 than the 80 does as far as resonancy. But resonant 40 meters, and I couldn't be happier with it.
Roger, Roger. If you would, why don't you give me about 15 seconds or 10 or 15 seconds? Tell me about that antenna system, and I'll see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
So it's, I got it stretched and the, about 32 feet in the air. So, 63 feet, 32 feet in the air, center source. I'm a little compromised because in the trees, so I don't know if trees end up being a problem, but the housing sure is kind of locked in here, but I don't seem to have any problem visiting. If I can hear you, most of the time I can hear you as well.
Roger, Roger. I've got 5 SDRs, and I can only copy you on my local antenna. None of the SDRs can I pick you up. I can hear you back in there, but I can't quite pull you out. But I do have about 3 dB over my noise level on my local antenna. Roger.
Roger. You're a solid 5'9" here in Missouri.
Roger that, Roger that. Well, normally we do setups on this frequency, on this channel. Just curious if you are familiar with your frequency bandpass, your transmit bandwidth, TBW. It's a selector that governs how wide your transmitter is, and usually that 7300 has got 3 positions, wide and 2 lesser, and we suggest for best operation to be in that wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. Roger, TBW.
QSO? That's exactly where I'm at. I find that sometimes if I'm doing any contest, sometimes I narrow it up a bit just to kind of see if it gives me any advantage
of trying to bust through the pack. I don't know. I guess in theory, maybe it works, but I can't tell you for certain if that works.
Rogers. Well, you know, the thing is, when you start working in those less band passes, then you're actually rolling off the top end. And the syllabic range has all of the articulation, which you need drastically when you're in a pile-up or, you know, you're working a bunch of QRM in with that signal. You need all the intelligibility that you can get. So I do recommend that 100 to 2900 in all eventualities, because you want to be heard, and that will let you not only be heard but will help you be understood, and that's the most important thing. And you know, if you just follow that down to its logical conclusion, if you start that band pass down around 27 to 200 or 25 to 300 or something like that, and work your way on down, pretty soon you're Mr. Mumbles, and so that's just what's happening to you by by degrees as you come off that 100 to 2900. So I do suggest the 100 to 2900, which lets you operate that transmitter at its maximum capabilities, and then just gives you a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. Roger?
QSL. I know there's lots of research on how to set this up, and in the beginning I just thought I'd just, trial and error, and I've had a few of the brethren out there that were gracious enough to make suggestions, and I picked them all up on it. I think that in your infancy on the broadcast wave, probably everything you want to turn your dials all the way to the right. And I find that everything in moderation probably is better to start. But I tried to fine-tune it, as far as compression and mic gain, and try to get it as pleasant. I want it to be as pleasant for you to listen to as it is for me to talk.
Roger. Well, if we'd follow on with the setup there on that 7300, we go to that compressor, and usually we suggest a 3 on the compressor. It's something that you'll never really hear on the air since it's only a third of its capabilities. But the thing is, it does its job. Like a 3 and a 6 are the same, except the 6 gives you suck-up. As far as actually working on the word, a 3 and a 6 are about the same, except the 6 gives you suck-up after the word, which doesn't do you any good. So we suggest a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just depending. Well, on that 7300, it would be a 3 out of 10. Roger?
QSL? Yeah, I figured out how to play fast by listening to with my own, I kind of came up with a sentence that I like to listen to, or when I read it, and it's Tony Tackle hits a pack of pickled peppers. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but I drive my phone home. If you're another one on part B, you're getting a lot of another one on part B, then try some. I haven't changed it for a while. Nobody offered up any suggestions, and nobody certainly conversation. Learning curve. I first got my ticket in the latter part of the 80s, and then, of course, life happened, and gosh, my license expired, and pretty soon 20 years has gone by, but now I find the time, and I still have the passion, although my station is quite a humble one, it's adequate, and I'm having a blast.
Yes, sir. Well, it sounded pretty good. One other point to check would be your modulation level set, and that goes by your ALC meter. You go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. 2/3 is the sweet spot. As you say the word audio, don't stress it, just say it, and adjust your mic gain to your ALC meter is showing at 2/3, Roger.
Your mic gain to your ALC meter is showing at 2/3, Roger.
Oh, QSL. That's, well, just in my normal conversation, that's about where it's at, actually. About 2/3 on the red scale. Compression is at 3, that's what I've had. And I haven't adjusted the mic gain much anymore. That's right about, actually about 88%. I got a high ICM, and my comfortable distance from it is about 6 inches or so, and it seems to
Yeah, roger that. And then we suggest just leaving that ALC meter out and be monitoring that ALC meter as your main monitoring point, and try to keep your voice in that sweet spot. That ALC meter is showing you just exactly what's happening to your radio, and you know, you've got to have something to do as you talk to your friends and neighbors around the world. So if you have that ALC meter out, just you know, use your voice to try to keep yourself right in that sweet spot, Roger.
Keep yourself right in that sweet spot, Roger.
Yeah, without the fear, I don't think you get a lot of fire loads. I don't get out that I don't, doesn't drift back and forth, but it stays in there pretty good. I don't know. There's banana, but it still raises up and down. Sometimes my passion overrides it a little bit, but all in all, it works out. I'm sorry, I didn't get your call, Dan. Could you repeat your call again for me, please? And I'll put it in. Whiskey 7, Alpha Bravo, Whiskey Bravo.
Roger Bob, this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. This is the Qso-Vlog net, and we're located down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the mighty Ohio, right at Louisville, Roger.
Indiana side of the mighty Ohio, right at Louisville, Roger.
Okay, please. The band changed a little bit. You're about 40 over 9 now. That's good. I'm sorry. I was a little slow on the copy. I did get the Kilo Charlie 9. What was the...
Roger, call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And I repeat, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim, Juliet India Mike.
9 Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim, Juliet India Mike.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for being patient. I'm working. I mean, all of this, there's an awful lot, but I am getting better at least grabbing a laptop. I have, well, I'm not going to say that I've done now. And try my best to get everything logged in there. That's very good. The band's been kind of funny today. It was really quiet for a while, and then I seemed to open up. 10 meters was the same. Had a friend said, hey, 10 meters are opened up, and I got in there and visited with a gentleman down in Argentina, and just like you are, 20, 30 over 9. And he was operating with just 100 watts himself.
Roger. Well, I I knew we should have something back in the corner there that would do, 400 or 500 watts. It really would help. Like I say, I've got, you're just a couple of decibels over my Kentucky SDR. I had to go away from my local antenna and pick up a Kentucky SDR to copy the mail on you, and then you're only about 3 dB over their noise level. So, but we don't get a lot of traffic out of Missouri, Roger.
We don't get a lot of traffic out of Missouri, Roger.
I haven't quite figured out how the SDR works. I know there's one in Georgia, and I still was on one that is in Utah as well. So, I know it's pretty much self-explanatory. I'll have to experiment with it and see how it works. I haven't done any of it yet. I'm aware of it and know of a couple of stations, and that's all. But I'll see if I can incorporate that into the project as well.
Roger, Bob. Well, SDRs are internet oriented, and you go to there's a bunch of them across the United States and across the world, and they all have different IDs that you can go to, IP addresses that you can go to, select, and then it's just like a radio. You can dial up the frequency and you can dial up the volume, and then you can use that to monitor folks. Just like listening to your regular radio, and then you have a switch that mutes that when you talk, so that doesn't go out on the air. And when you unmute, that receiver comes back into your audio. You have a little audio amp there, and it comes back into your audio amp. The audio out of the SDR receiver comes back into your amp, and you hear folks from that location, wherever that internet SDR location is, Roger.
Wherever that internet SDR location is, Roger.
So then your transmission as it's repeated back to you, or as you're able to listen, that ought to be just about as good as anything as far as setting yourself up. Would be nice to hear. So my 7300 has that capability as far as monitoring, but I find that I don't know. I think it probably could use a little bit more to be desired. I don't have it on ever, but I've used it a couple times just to see if I was actually transmitting, but I haven't had it on since. But I'll get on there and find those SDRs.
Roger, Bob. Well, it's usually pretty good there. You can find, like in our case, we're running 5 different internet SDR locations on a rotary 6-position rotary selector, and the number 6 position is our local receiver. So we have all these audio capabilities on a rotary switch that we can just run through and find and they're all on the same frequency, so we can just find the quickest one in about maybe a second or 2 seconds. It's really easy. They're all the same level, and you just go through, and usually I listen to background noise just as I go from one to the other, and I can really, when you hit a dead spot, boy, that's usually the best one, because they've got it nice and quiet, Roger.
The best one, because they've got it nice and quiet, Roger.
Yes, sir. Understood. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to have to skedaddle out of here. I was walking by, and I was actually on spinning around and going down to 184, and stumbled onto that little bit of a
dipole and the frequency. So, I can sense that just because quiet and it takes your radio, that's for sure. So it's cool, but as long as the attenuation on these is very efficient on the 7300. And if you want to have that capability of utilizing everything that this 73 has to offer, then I think that you have to have resonant antennas, that's for sure.
Roger, Bob. I've always ran a resonant antenna. It just bypasses the middleman there as far as the antenna tuner. It makes life a lot simpler. Of course, I have separate antennas for a lot of the different bands, and they're all cut for the center frequency of the different bands. And so if I want, say, 20 meters or 10 meters, I've got an antenna for that that's already cut for the center frequency in that band. A lot of folks, I guess, do not have the property to be able to do that, but if you can run a 40 meter antenna, probably you can run the higher frequencies, because the distance is less on those dipole antennas, Roger.
Because the distance is less on those dipole antennas, Roger. Correct. And I do have, I have a vertical that is about 48 feet in the air, and my two dipoles, my 80 meter /20, and then my 40 meter. 40 meters, I lucked out. I only had to trim up maybe 3/8 of an inch on each end, and got it right in with the analyte. And I did, it made sense. There was a little bit of a difference on what I was seeing, and I think it is due to the fact that the analyzer doesn't have a load. And once I got it in line, actually was transmitting, putting that antenna on the load, and it did change the properties just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but enough that you would notice.
Roger, Bob. Well, let me let you go there, sir. It's been a pleasure. I hope that if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger. Well, thank you very much. I'll definitely do that. And Jim, I hope that we can catch each other further down the band. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the QSO. That's really my cup of tea. I'm a rag chewer, and 30 years on a railroad. Although my ticket expired. I've always been blessed with my employment to talk on the radio, and I've done a lot of it. But 70 years old now, I have the time, and I sure enjoy the heck out of it. Working on my extra class privileges as we speak, and hopefully I'll have that knocked out of the way here shortly. Once again, in 73, enjoy the rest of your day, and look forward to catching up with you somewhere else.
Roger, Bob, 73 there, sir. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Network, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 4, Delta Hotel, Papa.
That Whiskey 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
That Whiskey 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Whiskey 4, Delta Hotel, Papa.
Delta Hotel Papa, Roger. What's the name?
Delta Hotel Papa, Roger. What's the name?
This is Daryl. Going to see about my audio there, if you don't mind.
Roger, Daryl. Where are you located, sir? Roger, Daryl. Where are you located, sir?
I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. I think I've talked to you once before. This here's a FT101T that I'm speaking on now, and I've got a headset FT220 behind it.
Alrighty, I just, if you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system and let me find the best path for us, Roger?
Roger on that. Yes, sir, I've got
Best path for us, Roger?
Roger on that. Yes, sir, I've got on a band antenna. It's loaded. It's got a loading coil on it there, and got a bunch of ground radios out there on it. Does pretty good. It seems to have a really good radiation pattern as far as I can tell, but I usually own 40 meters, you know, and sometimes I like to go to 20.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, I've got a good copy on you now on my local 7300. And it's between that and the Kentucky SDR, which is up around Cincinnati. But I have a really good copy on you on my 7300 with the dipole. And what we do mainly here is set up transmitters, and the first part of that is to be sure that your transmit bandwidth, your TBW, is in that wide 100 to 2900 position. Are you familiar with that?
Not exactly, sir. Like 1E, and I don't know about any kind of adjustment on the bandwidth there. You'd have to tell me about that.
Yes, sir. Is that a newer radio or an older radio?
No, sir. That's an older radio. I believe it was made maybe in the late 60s, early 70s. Got some tubes in it and things like that.
Yes, sir. So you probably have a fixed transmit bandwidth. So you are what you are, and you probably don't have any of the higher options for that your radio. But then we would move to the compressor processor on at a 3. It's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. It's just a token amount, but it does exactly what we need to do for the back end of the setup when we're finished. So that would be compressor on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger.
Okay, roger that. But I got the switch here processed. Now I have it off right now, and then over to the right I have a dial, and it's the level control, and I believe that's the control for that processor. And it goes from the center. It'll go left all the way up to 4 plus, and then it'll go right all the way around to 5 on both sides, negative. So talk to me about that.
What's it called? What is that adjustment called? Usually they have a name by the adjustment.
Yes, sir. It says level. It's the level control. I believe that's the speech processor level. And like I say, I've got the processor off now because I had it on, and somebody asked me to turn it off for a second. They said it sounded way better without it.
Roger. Well, why don't you give me a shot? Just put it on there at a 3. That's a secret there at a 3, because it doesn't suck up between the words on a 3. That's the very critical thing there, Roger.
Roger, that's a positive.
Roger.
A negative 3. That's a negative 3 right there.
All right, I'm not sure if that may be your mic level. That may be your mic level. Does it say mic level?
No, sir. The mic gain level, that's a different control there. This one here is it's got 2 knobs. It's got a knob, and then it's got an outer lever, and the inner knob is the clarifier, which I'm not using, and then the outer lever, it says level.
Yeah, we'll just leave that like it is for the moment, and let's move to your ALC. That will be the most helpful thing for you. That will set your audio level. You have an ALC meter, is that a Roger?
Roger, yes, sir, and it says you set that inside the radio on the meter, and it's right there on right under the 20 over mark on 3.
Roger. Well, you actually control your ALC meter by your mic level control. And the more you turn up your mic level control, the harder over to the right that ALC meter goes. And what you want to do is put that ALC meter about 2/3 over. As you say the word audio, you become a human test generator, and just turn your mic level up until your ALC meter is running at 2/3. Roger?
Roger on that. Audio. And see, more as I turn it, nothing happens when I've got the meter ALC, and it just stays there on the same, pretty much the same spot on the dial, and it's about 2/3, I guess, is where it's at. It's in the green of the ALC marking there.
Roger. Yeah, you should be up around 50% or so on your mic level control. 50% on your mic level control, or thereabouts, Roger?
Yeah, I got it on number 6 there out of 10.
Yes, sir, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And do you know where your equalization page is? Does it have an equalization page?
No, sir. Like I say, it's an analog radio, and I was wondering about that process switch there and that level control. Like I say, I got it in the circuit now, but I was told before that it sounded better when it's out of the circuit, and I can see that my power on my watt meter is lower now with that process.
Right. Well, normally it would be higher with your processor in than lower. It would be higher than lower with your processor in. Gosh, why don't you take your mic gain up to about 7? Take your mic gain up to about 7 and let me listen to you.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I did that, and I switched that process off. That speech processor may be something wrong with it there. Do I sound better with that off?
That sounds pretty good there. Now put it on and talk to me again. Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with that compressor processor.
Okay, yeah, I'll leave that off, and I'll see about getting that. It's got modules, there's like several different circuit boards inside this radio, and one of them is the speech processor circuit board, so I'll see about getting that board repaired there, I guess.
Yes, sir. Now turn your mic gain back to a 5. Take it back to a 6 where you had it. Take it back to a 6 and let me listen to you.
Okay, how about, let's see, let me get it on. Right there, that's 6 right there. Yes.
All right, then take it back to 5 and let me listen to you.
Okay, here comes 5. There, back to you.
Yeah, but I'd take it back up to 6, Roger.
Roger, how's that?
Yes, sir. Now you're about 8 dB over my local noise level. Roger, sounding really good.
Okay, Roger. I appreciate that there, and I'll get that processor board looked at, and then I'll check in with you again after that, and we'll work on that some. How about that?
Yes, sir. That's good. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that'll take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Hey, Roger, on that, I sure do appreciate your time there, and hope you have a good afternoon, and help encourage everybody else to get their adjustments right there. Whiskey 4, Delta, Hotel Papa, and thank you a lot there. Back to you.
Roger, Darrell. 73, sir. Thanks for dropping by. If you get a chance, drop by next Friday. We'd love to have you. We're on 3:30 till 5 Friday afternoons. 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Number 1, Charlie Juliet Tango.
Station ending in Tango. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
November 1, Charlie Juliet Tango. November 1, Charlie Juliet Tango.
Charlie Juliet Tango. Roger, what's the name there?
Name of I'm coming out of Middle Georgia.
Roger, Nick. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Got my Yaesu FT891 running with the matching SC50 antenna tuner on my SC50 antenna tuner on my homemade dipole.
Ah, roger that, roger that. Well, if you're interested in our setup, the first thing would be, is that an older radio or a newer radio? First thing would be, is that an older radio or a newer radio?
No, sir, this is a newer one. I just got it a couple of months ago.
Yes, sir. So what we normally do is check to be sure you're in that wide transmit bandwidth, TBW, wide 100 to 2900. Are you familiar with that? Wide 100 to 2900. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, sir, I'm familiar with it. Let me make sure. Let me go on my settings real quick and make sure.
Yeah, so that will give you the best operation for your transmitter at its peak performance, 100 to 2900, and then it gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. Roger. Daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I'm the bandwidth right now is 2900.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. The next thing would be your compressor processor on and at a 3. On and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We're just looking for a third of that compressor processor. Roger. For a third of that compressor processor. Roger.
I got you. I turned it down from half of 5 out of 10 down to 3 out of 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then onto your ALC with the mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, you become a human test tone generator, and you adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. So that is the word audio. Just say it, don't stress it, and adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger. Until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger.
Roger that. Gotcha. Audio.
Seems like you're going in the right direction. Now, the proof of the pudding is if you were to key up and not say anything, how far up the modulation output would go. You know, normally you shouldn't even be able to see your power meter or anything when you key silently. But just out of curiosity, key your microphone, but don't say anything for about 3 seconds. Roger. Microphone, but don't say anything for about 3 seconds. Roger.
Check my power level output while I'm doing this?
No, yeah, you can. I'm looking at, I've got a VU meter tied to my 7300 audio output, and I can see you come up a little bit. You might be still hot into your ALC, so I would suggest, what is your current microphone control setting at the moment? What is your current microphone control setting at the moment?
Hold on, you have to give me a second to get there. I believe it is at a 50 right now.
Seems to be pretty hot still. So I want to get you to pull it back just a little bit. What is it at the moment? Get you to pull it back just a little bit. What is it at the moment?
It's at a 45, but I'm going to turn it down to I'm going to turn it down to 30 and then come back.
That looked pretty good. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio and let me listen to you? Good. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio and let me listen to you?
Okay. Yeah, I turned my microphone gain for sideband down from 45 to I believe it's out of 100. But the favorite thing I like about this radio is it is a nice radio. That's really it. I really enjoy the digital processing and all the bells and whistles this thing has, and I also enjoy the tuner that comes with it too. I wish they make an ATOS antenna is what it's called for this, but it only goes down to 40. It don't go down to 80 meters. So I was sad about that, but I figured I can just use hustlers and different things like that until I can figure it out.
Roger there, Nick. It sounds like maybe you're still hot. Now, I want you to leave that mic level just where it is, and I want you to move back off mic about 5 inches further than where you were. Move back off mic about 5 inches further than where. And let me ask one other question. What type of mic is that? Is that a hand mic?
Let me ask one other question. What type of mic is that? Is that a hand mic?
Yes, it's the MH31 dynamic microphone from UC. It comes with this radio.
Yes, sir. So it's a stock hand mic?
Yes, sir. So it's a stock hand mic?
Yes, it's a stock hand mic. It does have a switch on the back. I do not know what it does, but it does have a tone switch. It's supposed to switch between from two different samples of signal or something. I don't know.
Well, if you want to experiment, can you get to that switch and just flip it one time and we'll see what it does?
Experiment? Can you get to that switch and just flip it one time and we'll see what it does?
All right. Well, now I switched it from 1 to 2. It is now on 2, and this is 2.
Okay, I think that level sounds a whole lot better. It's less volume than what it was, but it's still at 100%. I can tell where you're hitting that it's 100%. But what I would do now would be to go to my equalization page. Are you familiar with that?
My equalization page. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've gotten into it. I'd have to look for a minute to try to find it. I know it's in here somewhere.
Yes, sir. Well, let me just give you a note that you might follow up on that at your leisure. You need more top end. You're not quite as articulated as you could be. So I would say plus 4 clicks boost treble. When you get a chance, 3 or 4 clicks boost from where you are on your treble control to brighten things up, Roger.
Where you are on your treble control to brighten things up, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I hear you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look through this menu settings. The only thing about this Yaesu is it's got a itty-bitty screen and all the menu settings are funky to go through. Yeah, I'm definitely I'll look through there real quick and I'll come back to you later.
Roger. Well, at your convenience. That's why I'm giving you a note that you can follow up on at a later time. That'll help folks understand what you're saying. I mean, in marginal situations, the more articulated stations are more easily understood because they have higher degrees of dynamic material in the upper range of the audio spectrum on the treble side. So plus 3 or 4 on your treble AQ boost from where you are, Roger.
On your treble AQ boost from where you are, Roger.
Yes, sir, Roger. I got it. Like I said, I'm looking. It's somewhere in here. Why don't you see if anybody else is out there, and I'll call you back after after the adjustment and after I've done a little research, and then we can go from there. How's that sound? Anyone, CJ2.
Roger, Nick. Yes, sir, that's fine. Or next Friday, if you get a chance. We hopefully will be on the air next Friday. We could do it next Friday, or if you do it, later on today, it'd be fine also. Just whatever Whatever suits you, sir. Appreciate that. And again, if you want to hear that audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, yes sir, I'm already subscribed. I'll definitely take a look at it. Thanks a lot. N1, CJC.
Roger, Nick, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 1, Charlie Juliet, Tango.
Tango Station, go ahead.
Tango Station, go ahead.
This is November 1, Charlie Juliet, Tango. This is Nick. I found the settings and I adjusted them accordingly. How do I copy now?
Yes, sir. You have a little more articulation there. Now, what kind of an equalizer is that? Is that a 3-band or parametric or what you got there?
Is that a 3-band or parametric or what you got there?
I've got three different EQs, one for bass, one for mid, and one for high. And in each of those settings, you can control a level, and I believe it's bandwidth or something. I'm not sure. But one's for bass, one's for mid, and one's for treble.
Roger. Okay, so that mid-range, we want that one flat, plus or minus 0, flat or off. Mid-range control, flat or off. Roger.
Mid-range control, flat or off. Roger.
Roger. Hold on, let me find it. Through that. Here it is. Mid-range. Give me a second. Okay, mid-range is now off. There is no EQ adjustment on the mid-range.
Very good. Now to your treble control, number 3, I guess it is, treble control. If that's got a width on it, we want that width to be at a 4 width on your treble equalizer control. Roger?
4 width on your treble equalizer control. Roger?
Roger. That control is now at level 4.
Roger. And what is your push number? How hard are you pushing that? Plus 5 from 0 or what?
Plus 5 from 0 or what?
What do you mean by push number? Expand, please.
Okay, you have attenuate and push. So how hard are you equalizing on the push side? You're on the push side by 3 from where you were, so I don't know exactly where you were. I was just asking what is the level on the attenuator push frequency?
What is the level on the attenuator push frequency?
20 something, 100, 2.7 or 2 point something.
20 something, 100, 2.7 or 2 point something.
Oh, the frequency? Okay, so for high right now, it is 2300. I have no idea where it starts off from. And then for middle, it's off, and then for low, it's at 300.
Okay, so do you have an adjustable? Can you adjust that higher frequency to 27? Can you adjust it up to 27, 2.7 kilohertz?
Can you adjust it up to 27, 2.7 kilohertz?
Yes, I can. I have moved it from 23, now it is at 27, at level 10 and bandwidth 4.
Yes, sir. Now, do you have any more? Can you go up any higher on your treble control, like 15 or 12?
Up any higher on your treble control, like 15 or 12?
out at level 10, but I might be able to cut the bass down a little bit more.
Okay, just out of curiosity, what was that mic again? What kind of mic is that?
Okay, just out of curiosity, what was that mic again? What kind of mic is that?
This is a Yaesu handheld that's come with the radio, and it is an MH31, a Mike Hotel-31. It is a dynamic microphone, and it's got a little switch on the back that you can do like 2 different tones or something like that.
Okay, Richard, the best way to work that microphone is pull it to the corner of your lips, actually touch the corner of your lips and talk across it. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it, Roger.
Across it. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it, Roger.
Yes, sir, Roger. I've got it. I talk like that. I usually talk. I guess I talk it more than in front of my face than I should, but it is out at the corner of my lips, and I am talking right on across.
Yeah, I would run it that way because you minimize a lot of mouth noise by pulling it to the corner of your lips and talking across it. When you do that, it's hard to tell you're on a hand mic because it's so clean, Roger.
It's hard to tell you're on a hand mic because it's so clean, Roger.
Oh, okay, I got you. So is my gain level and everything like that okay?
Yes, sir. It seems to be. I think you're fine like you are. Sounds good to me. If you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
1,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger. Well, man, I appreciate it, and I thank you for letting me fool around with this radio to get the audio level as best it can be. KC9VKV. 73 is my friend. It's much appreciated. N1, CJT.
Roger there, Richard. And keep an eye, keep that ALC meter out. I mean, you've got to have something to do while you're listening to folks and talking to folks. So keep that ALC meter out, and you know where the sweet spot is. It's 2/3 on that ALC meter, and just keep watching that ALC meter and try to keep it as much you can in the sweet spot. You might have to adjust your mic up or down a little bit, but try to keep that in that 2/3 position on your ALC meter, the sweet spot. Roger?
2/3 position on your ALC meter, the sweet spot. Roger?
Roger, my friend. Yep. Talking out the corner of my mouth with all the settings, I am running about, it seems to be settling around half right now, and it'll jump up to 2/3. So should I adjust my gain up a little bit, or should I leave it the way it is?
Well, usually your ALC meter is the Bible for that radio, so you want to try to keep it. You want to try to keep your projection, your voice, at about the same level. And sometimes if you project less, you can turn your mic level up, and you will sound a little fuller. But you want to try to keep that ALC meter right there in the sweet spot, which is 2/3 as much you can, and just get to there through your mic level. Adjust that, Roger.
Get to there through your mic level. Adjust that, Roger.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it seems to be settling around talking normal, the normal I talk in there right now. It's settling around half. So let me adjust that setting real quick.
Yeah, you might want to turn down just a little bit. You sound a little hot. So what's your current mic level?
A little bit. You sound a little hot. So what's your current mic level?
My current single sideband mic level gain is at 30.
Okay, and you're still where we talked about being off, for a little bit further off mic than that normal, Roger?
For a little bit further off mic than that normal, Roger?
Yeah, we did, but then he told me to put it to the corner of my mouth. So I guess I don't really know how to fix that.
No, you got that. You do that, and then take your mic level down about 5 points. Take your mic level down about 5 clicks, Roger.
Take your mic level down about 5 clicks, Roger.
Okay, I turned the mic level down 5 clicks. It's instead of 3 out of 10, it's at 2.5 out of 10, and my ALC meter is now showing around just below 1/2.
Okay, now try to take it at 2. Take your mic level down to a 2. That mic has got plenty of volume, so take it down to a 2.
That mic has got plenty of volume, so take it down to a 2.
Okay, that microphone is down, it is down at a 2. That mic gain is down at a 2 with the microphone right there at my mouth, and I'm speaking right on across it. The ALC meter is now showing about a 1/4.
Yes, sir. Well, that sounds good. You were too hot before, so that sounds a lot less distortion. We're talking just minuscule distortion now, as opposed to maybe 5% before the way it was. So I would run it just like that, Roger.
Before the way it was, so I would run it just like that, Roger.
Roger, I got you. Yep. Well, I appreciate it, and is there any other things that you would like for me to try out, or do I sound pretty good, or can you think of anything else to do?
I think it sounds really good. Just keep your ALC meter out where you can see it, and try as best you can to keep your voice level in that sweet spot, wherever it is right now. That is the sweet spot. And I would run it just like that. And again, the recording that we're doing right now will be up on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger, man. Well, like I said before, I appreciate it, and I thank you for all you've done, and I hope you have a good and wonderful evening, my friend. Anyway, 73 KC9VKV. This is N1 CJT 73.
Roger, and gosh, what was? Give me your call. Oh, let's see. This was it Nick?
Was it Nick?
Roger. That is Nick. N1 CJT November 1 Charlie Juliet Tango.
Roger, Nick. I knew. I just hadn't written it in the second time. I got you the first time, and I didn't put you in the second time. All right, sir. 73, and if you get a chance, drop by next Friday. We'd love to have you, Roger.
And if you get a chance, drop by next Friday. We'd love to have you, Roger.
Roger, man. I'll see if I can make it. 33 KC9VKV M1 CJT.
Roger. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 4 Whiskey Hotel Papa. November 4 Whiskey Hotel Papa.
That November 4 station, come back. I got somebody with a carrier in there. November 4 Whiskey, what was the rest?
Somebody with a carrier in there. November 4 Whiskey, what was the rest?
November 4 Whiskey Hotel Papa. Whiskey Hotel Papa.
Ah, yes, that sounds familiar. What's the name there?
Yes, that sounds familiar. What's the name there?
Will. Whiskey India Lima. Whiskey India Lima. Buckingham, Virginia.
Roger, Will, and what kind of radio are you running today, sir?
kind of radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running a Yaesu FT857 off of battery power with a 20 amp hour battery, and I have a JCP12 antenna. It is a center-loaded vertical antenna.
Yes, sir. There, Will, if you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about that antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Tell you about the system, like a little bit more in depth. Just.
Yeah, I need just a little bit more dialogue. So I'm running through a series of SDRs on my local antenna, trying to find which one is the hottest, Roger.
SDRs on my local antenna, trying to find which one is the hottest, Roger.
USO, just a little Chinese, I don't know, $150. The radials are rather interesting. It doesn't use your normal wires for radials. It uses ribbon cable, computer ribbon cable, which is actually kind of easy to deploy. I'm right now situated in the snow in Buckingham, Virginia, so the snow is kind of acting as an extra ground plane for me. And it's real easy to tune. I just tune it with a Rig Expert 35, and I had it tuned down to this frequency from about 20 meters all the way to 40 in like less than a minute. QSL?
Hey, Roger, Will, are you on location outdoors or are you inside?
I am outdoors.
Ah, okay. So that radio 350 or 857, is that a newer radio or an older radio?
It's newer to me, but it's been discontinued. It's the Yaesu FT8, but it's been discontinued. It's the Yaesu FT857 radio.
Roger, does it have, are you familiar with the TBW, your transmit bandwidth? Is it got a selectable TBW?
Transmit bandwidth? Is it got a selectable TBW?
Negative. I'm not familiar with that.
All right, I'll give you a note, and you can check it out there in your book. It's your transmit bandwidth, TBW, and what we're looking for is 100 to 2900. 100 to 2900. That gives you the best performance for that radio, and then gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So we're looking for 100 to 2900. You might make a note of that, Roger.
100 to 2900. You might make a note of that, Roger.
QSL. What was the setting again?
Setting is called wide, 100 to 2900. You're a wide TBW, 100 to 2900. Roger.
Wide TBW, 100 to 2900. Roger.
You said TDW, Tango Delta Whiskey?
Tango Baker Whiskey, TBW.
Tango Baker Whiskey, TBW.
Okay, so I just caught you pretty good up on the PA SDR. So after that, we go to your compressor processor, and we're looking for 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 on your processor. It's just barely in there. It's, we'll never be able to hear it on the air, but it helps us with our numbers at the end. So it's number 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 on your compressor processor, Roger?
30 out of 100 on your compressor processor, Roger?
Copy that. 3 out of 10 on my compressor, okay. Yeah, I have to look at all the settings on this radio. I'm still very new with it. It's just, like I said, it's a new radio to me, but it's discontinued very long ago. I'm used to the ICOM 746 Pro. That I have tuned completely for my bandwidth, I believe, which you mentioned in my compression. I have it set to like 5 on the compression for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We suggest a 3 because a 3 and a 6 are the same as far as actually working on the word. The problem is the 6 usually has, pump up between the words, which doesn't do anybody any good. So we might as well just do a 3 and have nice, clean audio. Roger, Roger.
We'll just do a 3 and have nice, clean audio. Roger, Roger.
QSL. I'll set mine to 3. As soon as I can find the setting. Unfortunately, this weekend it's supposed to be rather rainy, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to 10 meters this weekend and kind of play around with the compression settings and the TBC. Didn't you say you were running this thing on this thing on YouTube as well? Over.
We are recording now, and we post those up to YouTube by tomorrow at noontime. There's another thing is set your audio level as you bring your mic gain along, and you're looking at your ALC meter. As you say the word audio, you become a human test generator and adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3, whichever comes first. So that's, as you say the word audio, don't stress it, just say it, and adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3 on your meter.
ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3 on your meter.
Copy that. So 7 or 2/3 on my meter for my ALC.
Oh, that sounds like deliberate QRMing to me. Does sound like deliberate QRMing to me.
Does sound like deliberate QRMing to me.
Yeah, I guess you heard that music too, huh? Somebody's over there playing music.
Well, there's always somebody that can't talk logically, and that's all they can do is do something that doesn't require a brain.
That's all they can do is do something that doesn't require a brain.
Copy that. So I believe you said my gain or ALC should be 7 or 2/3 on my ALC, meter. Over.
Yes, sir. You sound a little hot still, so I would bring it down 5 clicks from where you are. What's your level right at the moment?
Bring it down 5 clicks from where you are. What's your level right at the moment?
I'm probably all the way up. Over.
Oh, what's your mic gain? What does it say?
What's your mic gain? What does it say?
Hang on just a couple minutes. I'm still trying to navigate the settings. Over.
Roger. Well, we just need that mic gain down. Do you have a control for that mic gain, or do you have to go to the menu for that?
Control for that mic gain, or do you have to go to the menu for that?
I have to go to the menu for that, unfortunately. Over.
I see. Okay. And that mic is the hand mic, Roger?
Okay. And that mic is the hand mic, Roger?
QSL. I got my mic gain cut in half. How does that sound? Over.
All right. What's your mic gain reading? What's its level?
Reading. What's its level?
According to the menu, it's 50 out of 100.
Okay. Take it down to 30. Take it down to 30.
Okay, take it down to 30. Take it down to 30.
QSL. How does that sound? It's at 30.
Oh, that sounds much better. Just absolutely clean on the peaks. You were just a little hot that way before. So wherever that meter, your ALC meter is hitting, is just the sweet spot right now, Roger.
The meter is hitting is just the sweet spot right now, Roger.
Roger. Thank you for the tips. It's nice to know that my audio is sounding really good. By the way, what's your QTA?
We're down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
The Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
Louisville, Kentucky, Roger. Quite far. But I'll definitely look into the compression. The bandwidth and my compression. I'm not sure what compression is. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know which setting it is, but I'll have to look into it. Anyway, I think I'm going to hop off for a little while. I'm getting a little cold out here. My hands are getting cold, and the temperature's kind of going down here in Virginia. So I'm going to let you go. And you said you do this every Friday?
I didn't catch all of that, Will. Repeat the last part of that.
Didn't catch all of that, Will. Repeat the last part of that.
I believe you said you were doing this every Friday, over?
Yes, sir. Every Friday, 3:30 till 5, hour and a half, 3:30 till 5, and then we post it up on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and do the call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger. You said Victor Kilo Victor?
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Now repeat, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and then followed by the word logbook.
Victor, and then followed by the word logbook.
73, QSL, yeah, my comment. I'll definitely look that up tomorrow. Be very fun to see how I do. And I've heard myself on YouTube before with 10 meters. I don't know if you've heard of Josh, KI6 Kilo India 6 November Alpha Dual, ham radio export. Briefly, he was doing a 10-meter Qso party. And I went ahead and chimed in late at night. I'm surprised I even got into California at that time of night. But he heard me loud and clear, 47. So it'll be interesting to see how I sound this time. Over.
Roger. And sometimes those late night California QSOs, you can use Half Moon Bay SDR repeater. The SDR California SDR Half Moon Bay as a listening point. Usually our transmissions to California go fairly well, but their transmissions back to Earth, back to this area, usually it may not be the same, or as well as we going to them. So that Half Moon Bay SDR works as a good repeater for copying their mail. Roger.
Is a good repeater for copying their mail. Roger.
Copy that, yeah. Well, I think I'm going to let you go. I'm 7 now, a little bit past the time you stated. Somebody else might want to hop in. Anyway, I'm way late with calling my call sign. I'm like probably 15 minutes over at this point. Anyway, November 4 with the hotel, yeah, I'll let you go because my hands are getting a little cold right now, and I got to tear down before it gets any darker here in Virginia. Anyway, 73. I really hope you have a good one. KC9VKV. I think I might try to do this again on Friday if I'm not at work. This was rather interesting. Maybe change some of my compression, like you stated, and all the other settings, and you can give me a good copy. Over.
Roger there, Will. I'd love to have you. You just feel free to give me a shout there when you can, next Friday or whenever. And we'll say 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and like I say, we'll catch you next Friday if we're lucky enough, Roger.
And like I say, we'll catch you next Friday if we're lucky enough, Roger?
Roger, roger. Anyway, 73, and I hope you have a good weekend and a good rest of your
Roger, Roger. And with all that being said, we got to get out of here. If you have monitored us or participated and would like to hear the audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and we'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So with all that being said, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, clear.